Hello Internet, I am going to continue my Let's Play of Mega Man 3. We're going to continue on by going after Sparkman, because he is weak to the Shadow Blade. And this is one of those levels where I'm not really a fan of, because I know there's a decent amount of places where if you make a mistake, you will actually just flat out die. There's a lot of decent jumps here and there, and if you make a mistake, you can just get knocked off into the pit. So it's not so much about the enemies, it's about the pits, which is very annoying. Maybe perhaps it is my controller that's doing it, but yeah, like even right there, I barely made it. Even this section right here, I made a couple mistakes. Like so. One thing you'll notice about Mega Man's, the earlier Mega Man games, you'll have those spots where you're just falling for a couple screens. If you actually look at the entire map of stages, you'll notice that they are kind of forced to do that to actually balance out the level sometimes. And I'm assuming it's due to like memory issues and whatnot. Alright, I'm gonna try my best not to die here. The fact that I'm taking it this very slowly shows that it's been a while since I played this game. And I am an old man now. I do not have the reflexes of my younger years anymore, which is very sad. And there you go, Sparkman is dead. Now we get probably one of the most useless weapons in this game. It's very cool on paper, the fact that it can freeze and shock them. But other than that, there's nothing really special. Has a cool color scheme though. Alright, I think next, so this is where the game kind of gets kind of weird, because instead of continuing on in a chain, these bosses actually are weak against each other. So there's like a new loop that starts. So Gemini Man is weak to Snake Man. Snake Man is actually weak to Needle Man. And Needle Man is weak to Gemini Man. So it's like technically starting the game over again with your buster, because it doesn't really matter. So for this case, I think I will probably go to... I'll try my best with Snake Man. Snake Man usually is, once you get the pattern down, you can beat him with the buster. In the Game Boy version, I believe he was weak to Spark Shot, but I could be totally wrong about that. This game is being very nice to me by giving me a lot of health. So as you can see my terrible old man timing again. I remember when I was a kid and I saw that snake, I thought it was like one of the coolest things ever because of how big the face was. And I was like, wow, Nintendo can handle such great graphics that way. I remember my friends and I would always talk about graphics. Yeah, we would talk about how fun the games and stuff were too, but back in the day where 8-bit, 16-bit, all that stuff actually mattered, yeah, those are the type of things we talked about. And so when we actually saw big sprites that way, we were just amazed, because we were elementary kids. So I always wondered about that, because you know, we have a lot of current gen systems today, PS4, Xbox, and PC and stuff. And graphics nowadays are just amazing, of course. So I always wondered if kids today ever care about those type of things. I know they care if like a game looks really nice and it looks realistic, but I really wonder if it compares to anything that we had back in the day. Because like back in the day, when we saw games like even Super Mario World when it first came out, we thought it was amazing because it was Mario 16-bit, and there were just so many things that you saw that the Nintendo couldn't handle. Mode 7, things like that. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. Because nowadays, I think it's just something we seem to take for granted. Because whenever I see kids today playing on their 3DSs and stuff, they're playing Smash, literally, on their handheld systems. And the fact that they're seeing that, experiencing that is like ridiculous. And I normally don't hear them talking about how good the game looks. They usually talk about how good the game is, how much fun it is. Which is, in a sense, a good thing. Because graphics shouldn't really matter as much as the gameplay, right? I do remember when it was kind of annoying, however, when it was, I think it was around the PS2, Xbox era, where PS2 fanboys and the Xbox fanboys would go back and forth how much greater one system was. And I'm sure it happens a lot too with fanboys today. But as both systems get better and better, you don't see the discrepancy as much anymore. So it's very interesting to see people argue that was a mistake. Snake Man is defeated, and we get the Search Snake, another pointless weapon. And yes, I do know that you use it to defeat Dr. Wily, but I normally do not beat him that way. I actually use Topspin to beat Dr. Wily. Alright, so now we have Snake Man. Let's go ahead to go to Gemini Man. And then hopefully we can beat Gemini Man as quickly as possible. Beat Needle Man. And then we'll end this video from there. So another thing that I noticed as I'm getting older is really my reaction time really has lowered quite a bit. It's not as bad, but there are times where I'm playing games that I used to be really good at, and I'm just making terrible mistakes. So part of it, yeah, you can chalk it up to rustiness, but I do believe it's really partially due to my age. And just not being able to play video games as much as possible. Good time for games, right? I needed that life, that was good. Here's a part of one of my favorite parts of this stage. I thought this was just very creative. Just to be quick, let's go ahead and use Rush Coil. Switch back. And notice that I'm not using weapons again. I don't know where I read this, but those blue penguins that are shooting out right now, I think they're old Capcom enemies from another game, but I could be totally wrong about that. I hate to do it, but I need the life. Sorry, guys. Sorry, speedrunners. I know watching me play is probably driving a lot of guys crazy. That was really close. Normally, sorry for the quietness, you guys know that I was probably concentrating. Normally I just use a rush jet to fly through that, but that was actually the first time I actually had to play for real. And I can't believe I actually made that without dying. Gemini Man, although people could probably prove it, it really feels like the Gemini Man stage is actually slippery than others. I could be totally wrong though. Oh my goodness. All that good jumping for no reason. I think it was because I could not pronounce Gemini Man's name earlier. Yeah, that wasn't so bad, was it? So now we have Gemini Laser, and we will be able to go to Needle Man stage. Gemini Laser, I think, is probably one of the coolest ideas for a weapon. Too bad the actual weapon itself is not that great, because you can only fire one laser at a time. Wow, I am just making all these mistakes today. Like that. Let's take it slowly. It's just stuff like that I make mistakes on. So I think I'm like trying to be a speedrunner when I don't actually have the skill to be a speedrunner. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Let's just get the E-Tank and get out of here. I'm just making terrible mistakes today. For those of you who don't know, there's actually a trick with Mega Man 3 using the second controller. You can actually cause Mega Man to jump higher. Alright, this is annoying. I don't want to use one, but very embarrassing that I have to use an E-Tank, but what can you do? See, I'm making stupid mistakes like that. But as I was saying, you can actually use the second controller to use a trick where you can make Mega Man jump high, super high, like literally top screen. And you can, if you use it correctly, if he falls down a pit, you can actually make him jump out of the pit and then have invincibility for the rest of the game. And I'm not sure if a lot of people know that. I'm pretty sure stuff is on GameFAQs and whatnot, but I think still a lot of people get amazed by that little trick. I think you have to hold right on the D-pad for the second controller. Well, it's been a long journey, but we actually finally made it to the Wily stages. So, I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next episode.